Folks, this live stream is brought to you by my sponsor AAA FX. Now, they're a fully regulated broker in Europe and South Africa, offering Forex indices, commodities, crypto, and over 100 stocks. Now, at AAA FX, you pay no commission on any Forex pair using their ECN Plus account and low commissions on cryptos and stocks. Plus, you can deposit with cash or crypto, get a free VPS with deposits over 5K, and easily integrate the well-known copy trade service Zulu Trade. While you're waiting for the stream to start, go and check them out by clicking the link in the description, comments, or visit AAAFX.com.
Hello. Welcome back to the Trading Nut live stream here on the YouTube channel. My name is Rodrigo. I'm one of the bank level trading performance coaches over at City Traders Imperium. I hope you guys are doing well. It looks like it's just going to be me for today. So we're going to be going through some intermarket analysis. We'll see where the markets are in terms of the indices. Then we'll start looking at some FX pairs. We'll go through some of your requests. We do have Bank of England today, so there's something that we need to be mindful for on sterling pairs. So we'll have a look at some of the sterling pairs to see what potential moves we can see. Now there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of speculation, but the market's obviously going to be watching out for what the votes are for any forward guidance from the Bank of England members. So we'll see how we get on with that. I'm just going to double check what time that comes in at. So we'll probably be done by the time the report comes out and the interest rate hike is. So we're expecting a 50 basis point hike. So we'll see how we get on. So we'll start with the main analysis in a few minutes. We'll just wait for more people to come in. And I'll start sharing this link over with across the socials. So let me know if you guys can hear me, see me okay. What happened to my eyes? I'm not wearing glasses too much. That's probably what it is. I was playing tennis this morning. It was quite sunny, so I was wearing these ones. Is that better? These are actually my prescription. Not sure. Training with sunglasses. I'll change them for these. That's a bit better. Yeah. No, don't worry. No, not ill. I'm in the best shape of my life. So, well, thank you for your concern. So I've blurred the background in case family or anyone walks past, because I rather not see family in the background. My daughter running past, playing around. That would be a bit distracting, wouldn't it? Cool. Right, so let me know where you guys are tuning in from. What country are you guys in right now? I'll start setting up. Just gonna get my charts and everything ready to go. Right, just getting my charts ready. Recently used. Load layout. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Looks like we might have Diego coming in very shortly. All right. So whilst we wait for Diego to pop in, we can start going through the charts. We'll start seeing what we're seeing from a macro perspective. Okay. Right, so we got traders joining us from all over the world: South Africa, Guyana, Nigeria, India, Netherlands. Fantastic. We got Scotland, UK, but from Venezuela. Un placer. English, but live in Spain. Oh, very nice. Chasing the sun, I see. All right. Yeah, let's crush it. Got Hildal from India. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and get this chart ready. There he is.
Yes, Rod. Salam. How's everyone doing? Boom.
Salam, Diego. Very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing pretty decent. Just busy with stuff. What have I missed? Any Rodrigo gems?
Not yet. No, just waiting for everyone to more people to join. Waiting for you to come in. I wasn't sure if you were coming, but we're gonna go through some of the intermarket, go through indices a little bit, and talk about see if we can cover some sterling pairs. We've got Bank of England rate decision at 12. Nice. So that's happening in just under 2 hours. So we'll see how we get on with that one. Uzair, yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Yes, assalamu alaikum. I did say salam, yeah.
Yeah, quite strange. Two Colombians saying salam, isn't it? But no, anything's possible.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's let me get my charts ready as well.
Right.
Okay, cool. Get my note and my pen and paper out for Rod's gems.
yeah. So we're currently in a risk-on environment. You know, a lot of traders, a lot of analysts, economists are saying the bottom is in. They're probably it's very, very likely the bottom is in. I mean, if we look at this pattern, this pattern has basically played out very nicely. If you guys look back at previous live streams, I remember covering this pattern in detail. In fact, we were actually looking for a scalp. I think if you guys check back at 2 Trading Nut live streams ago, it was around this area here, the 17th. So yeah, have a look through this area here. I was looking for longs. This pattern has now broken out. So what we like to do is we like to update these patterns to something a bit more relevant. And what we can see is there's not really much of a pattern happening. If we were to add a parallel channel, there isn't really a pattern. So that means that there is currently a pattern being formed. So in these scenarios, we've got multiple liquidity points that
I was laughing at that when he said that. That was funny, Henry. Thank you for the compliment. Don't know if it's a compliment, but it was a funny one.
yeah,
Go on, Rod.
lady like that. So I am anticipating this pool of liquidity to get taken out. So these highs here, I would say these are relatively equal highs. If we were to look at the bodies, I'll say those are equal highs. Then we've also got these equal highs. Now, we've got a very important level here. This indicator is the 200 on the 200 on the daily. So we're very we test this quite often, and so I am anticipating this level to get tested. So for me, I'm currently just risk on the S&P 500, but I would like to see a potential reversal here. So I'll be looking for this imbalance to get triggered up here somewhere. So we'll definitely see if there's any sort of because we're still technically in a bear market. And so this is literally a bear market rally. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 bear market rallies. Okay. So I'll definitely be interested in taking some shorts. Otherwise, if we can find some scalps or some very short swing higher, then that'll be great.
I can see a parallel channel and a third tap at your point of interest if you add that on somewhere.
Oh, okay,
No,
maybe
a bigger one.
A bigger
from
one.
From the very high at the very top. Yeah, from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of a parallel channel, isn't it?
Yep. But I'm not really feeling it because there's just too much gap here.
Then do a trend line from the previous somewhere there. Just you might have to use the trend line if it's not perfect. But there you go. Look, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, potential. It does have potential. But from an Elliott perspective, it doesn't make sense. Because you whenever I start a channel, I want to start it from the top. I want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right?
It's not a complete Elliott wave, unless you're looking at the current price action on your right.
Yeah. I mean, with the S&P 500, it's not. I mean, channels are not really something that I use too much on indices. I like to use even patterns on the daily are not really that as effective as on the short term, on the lower time frames. So I like to look at. I'm going to wait for price to reach these levels to then look for these lower time frame patterns. But definitely some. Everyone trades a bit differently, right? As you can see, I was looking at this pattern, for example, on the H4. That's obviously, if we can see something similar up here, that's the kind of pattern I would like to see go into a point of interest. So I've still got this 200. So I'll definitely like to see some compression up here once price gets to these levels. So I'm estimating, if we were to estimate the time frame, it will be on around the 10th of August. So let's see. If we can get, if there's a potential long for today, it will most likely come in within this candle here. So let's just map that out. We might actually get a potential scalp here. So I'm just down in on the 15-minute. So I'll be interested to see if we get any sort of compression lower toward this imbalance level. Let's see. It's also in line with these highs, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of we've got this block here. Is it? perhaps it's the one lower. Perhaps it's this one down here. This one is probably a little bit better. So let's see. There's a gap here. Definitely be interested in that one. So I'll set some alerts anyway. So that's the S&P 500. There's probably going to be something similar on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, I've got a trend line here that's coming up. It's a little bit cleaner. But the 200 MA is still quite far. So we'll see. We've got these equal highs up here. I'm looking for, again, something similar. So I'll be interested to see how price reacts to this imbalance. Again, I'll set my alert here. Very similar setup. Just quick glance at the VIX. It's currently trending lower. And we're currently, price has reacted to this imbalance, but there's this block down here that I'll be interested for price to reach. So I am anticipating a reaction there. So that's we'll probably have more upside coming along. We've got, if we zoom in here, has this gap been filled? Not fully. So this gap is very likely to get filled at some point today. We'll see what happens. So yeah, just quickly glance at the 10-year yield. Completely broken structure. Looks like we've shifted order flow to the downside. Market structure pointing low. Definitely we're looking to short the rallies because especially on a move like this. But we want to see obviously the relationship between the 10-year yield and the XY. So if we have a quick look at that correlation, it's yeah, they're not as correlated as previously. So there's been a little bit of a decoupling from both of these. So got to watch the correlations every now and again to see if they're paired, if they decoupled. So yeah, those are the yields, but I'll let Diego cover the DXY in a little bit more detail. Let's see what I have for the DXY quickly. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. We'll definitely like to see a little bit more upside on the dollar after it reacts on this block. Yeah, I really like this compression, and I really like this this engulfing. Really like this for potential move higher on the dollar. We'll see what Diego thinks. And so yeah, let's see what Diego's got. Let's head over to the comments. What's been going on in the comments? So I'm gonna start calling you assassin with the hairstyle. Hairstyle assassin. Oh, there's a header. Oh, right, the top of the chart. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any other header that. Let's see. No, that's the only headers I have at the moment, unfortunately. Because if I just remove it, then I lose everything. I don't think.
Yeah, we need a header. So apologies on that one, Raza.
Yeah, I'll let Cam know anyway. So yeah, Diego, if you can get your chart ready, I'll look into the comments here.
Yep.
Yeah, good question, Gurshan. We actually do live streams on the CTI YouTube channel. Diego comes on Fridays, I believe. But we'll be looking to do a little bit more when we come back, because we're both away in August. So when we come back, we'll definitely be looking at doing more live streams on the CTI channel. Right. Have you shared the link with the BLT members?
No, not this one. Not for Trader Nut.
All right, I'll do that quickly while he's...
Cool. Window. I don't understand why my trading view's not showing up. Let me close some stuff. Hold on. Maybe I've got too much. Cancel trading view. Let me move this here. Share. There we go. Boom.
Something like you're taking off.
All right, can you guys see my screen clearly? Let me zoom in a bit.
Yeah, there looks good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so with the DXY, it's been an interesting ride. First of all, if we there we go. If we just see the current schematics that the DXY is presenting, we see there's been a break of structure. We can see there's clear momentum, and now there is compression, right? So the sellers are nowhere to be seen. The buyers are still taking control. There is also some equal lows within this bullish pattern. So I'm expecting a bit of a boomerang and a potential, just a stop hunt towards the upside. So the game plan for today is bullish dollar. We zoom out real quick. I was, before anticipating a reversal from here, but obviously that never happened. So now I'm looking at this as a potential plan B, right? If we go back to the 15-minute, maybe there is also, I believe I just spotted a channel somewhere. Hold on. Okay, it's more or less in confluence with the parallel channel. So it's a good point of interest, this particular parallel channel that we have. All right, so there is some confluences for a potential long, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to be waiting for some confirmation on the lower time frames before taking any potential longs. So the game plan at the moment on the dollar is bullish. If we zoom out real quick, let's go to the H4. We're still within a sort of bullish ascending channel. We do have this larger pattern has been playing out. We're in a bullish channel at the moment. There's compression. I am expecting a move to the upside. Unless there's very, very clear bearish momentum that takes out the lows, then I'll be looking at shorts towards this point of interest, especially to take out these equal lows and then look for a boomerang towards this point of interest, this banker block. And also the main target would be this larger banker block up here, which is in boomerang territory. So that's the game plan on the dollar, keeping it simple. Let's see what else we've got. Euro. Let me just double check you guys can see my screen. And here, okay, so it should be fine. Okay, let's go to the euro. So the euro, let me cover that real quick. Hold on. Euro, I've actually taken I've actually taken a loss on euro. I'll be honest. There was a loss that I took here. I was in fact anticipating a reversal from around here, but I wanted to wait for some confirmation. So I took a loss on this particular euro. I shared it with the BOT community. It hit my stop loss and then it went to my target and it just reversed. So it's just one of those losses. I think I was a little bit too aggressive with the stop loss perhaps. And with this particular entry, I also set the order and it missed my order by literally, what's this? Oh, wow, 1 pip here. Okay, I can't win them all. And obviously the BOT members they know exactly what setup this is. I can even just, there was also a pattern. There was lots of confluences for this to drop to the downside. But unfortunately, it just didn't trigger me, right? So that was just one of those trades I didn't get triggered in. You know, sometimes I can't catch them all. And it would have been a really good trade. This would have been an 11-point R trade. I would have banked probably 70% at 6R and leave the remaining running towards this area at this point of interest. I now have a good buffer to play with, and my psychology would have been I'll be more aggressive with taking setups, but because I've taken a loss on euro and also a loss on dollar yen, I'm now reducing the risk accordingly. So I'm just reducing the risk in half, and I just keep on doing that after 2 trades. I'm not going to go into too much detail until I start building up a buffer again, and I go back to my break-even profits for the week. So I'm currently in a loss this week. So yeah, can't win them all, to be honest. So that's the euro. Let's actually analyze and see what's happening. This I'm going to journal after as a missed trade, and this I haven't actually journaled it. I've been too busy, unfortunately, to journal the loss on this one. Done. So yeah, that's more or less complete. Let's see what's happening. The only thing that is worrying me from this actual trendline break is the pattern is a bit of a weak breakout. So I'm not too convinced. Not too convinced for a breakout. Way too steep. And we also have these very textbook equal lows from around here. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some form of a short from around this area to obviously take out liquidity down here. Now, I also had an order, some orders. I had a couple orders up here actually, and they never triggered as well. It obviously dropped to the downside, but something that you need to plan in advance, guys. Now, this is not my full analysis, by the way. I've actually deleted most of it. I mean, I can complete the analysis for you, but the patterns have been updated, so it's not going to be exactly how it was before. But just to give you guys an insight, I had a few confluences up here. I had 2 orders, split them in half, and then what happened is it never went to my, it just didn't go to my entry, right? I did also plan to buy the market towards my order, and obviously I got taken out in a loss. It then reversed from the downside. I then reevaluated any future patterns that was here, and I realized, hold on a minute, this is not going to go to my entry. So let me look for a setup now, because there's actually lots of confluences within this point of interest and the break of structure. So everything was pointing south. And I immediately decided, you know what? It's not going to go to my point. It's not going to go to my order. Let me cancel it. And now let me prepare for taking a trade now. And I set the order and it just missed it. So don't get married to your order. If your order doesn't trigger, plan in advance any particular setups that might just drop to the downside. Obviously, in this occasion, I was in the wrong end. I took a loss and it missed my order. But most of the time, I'm actually in the right end. So it's just to have that probabilistic mindset and also quickly flick the switch. Quickly just, flick the switch, and don't feel any fear or FOMO when the trade doesn't go to your point of interest. Just have a few plans in advance. When price was down here somewhere, I was already looking for buys because I knew there's a big chance of this larger pattern dropping to the downside. So I want to look for buys, and I found a buy. It took me out. It went up to the upside. I also had a couple orders up here. It didn't trigger, right? And then it just started dropping without me. But I set the order again, deleted these, and it just missed it, unfortunately, on this occasion. And then I was looking at this point of interest just to be banking some profits. And this is where I would have banked the majority of the profits, and it would have been a pretty decent snapper exit. And where did I get that liquidity pool from? Yeah, it's basically from here. Look, this is the liquidity pool. So this is where I wanted to be banking some profits. I'm not going to be looking at this area to be buying the market, because we only buy the market outside of the patterns and whatnot. So just some thought process on, just what happened in my trading week this week. It hasn't been the best of week, but it's fine. Last week was a crazy week, and obviously the BLT members know that. And I think what happens is, with a week like last week, especially with dollar yen, normally it takes a while for the markets to just show clear setups, and I think that's what's happened this week. You know, it hasn't been a week where the market is just handing out setups. You know, the market needs time to just recalibrate and also just stabilize itself and just develop some new patterns and just go back to its normal mean. Last week was very, very volatile with the pairs that I personally trade. So with that being said, you know, if there's no setups, then there's no trades. You know, I'm not going to force anything, and I'm just going to wait. I've taken 2 losses this week. If I see a setup, my risk is already reduced by literally 75%. I'm just reducing the risk. And this is the way that I trade. You don't have to trade away the way I personally trade. That's why I'm very conservative at the start of my first week. And yeah, that's just the way I trade, to be honest. And okay, look, we do have this sort of pattern, but it's not really in confluence with anything unless we look at some information up here that I may have missed out. Let's see, what have I missed out here? Hold on a minute. Davies, it's so refreshing to hear a trader educated being so honest, humble, and realistic about trading ups and downs. Thanks, Diego. Yeah, definitely. You know, whenever I get a chance to speak about my losses and the struggles, I love it because it rarely happens. Most of the time, I'm actually on the profit side. So you guys just hear the good stuff, but the bad stuff, you know, it's real. It does happen. But whenever it happens, me and Rod, we're quick to just show you guys. Right, but with the BOT, because it's such a high win rate, you don't see it that often. But yeah, this was my thought process more or less. Now, first of all, we do have a bit of a banker block here, but wow, I'm not going to be using that. Way too big. So it looks like the original orders that I had here are still in play now because of the new patterns developing. So if we update this, we can actually find a potential setup. So I may be able to catch my original trade again. So let's see. Okay, so we have this bit of a parallel channel. What I can see happening, it'll probably just fail and then just form like a new pattern or something. You see, something's going to happen for price to come up to these levels, but there's not enough confluences for me to just set an order here. It's not part of my rules, but there were plenty of confluences to set an order here, specifically because there was a 3 aces up here, right? There was actually a 3 aces, so I set the order. Was it a 3 aces or a triple boomerang? So I can't remember, but the pattern's been updated now anyway. So I'm gonna update this real quick. Let's just do this 1 sec. There we go. Boom. I'm going to leave this bank level because this is actually a slingshot, right? So I'm just going to have that as a point of interest as well, that slingshot there. And then we also have this banker block. Let's move this out of the way. And we have an imbalance here. There we go. I'm not going to use it as an entry. I might just combine it as a multi-liquidity pool, but I'll do that after the live stream since I'm not in the zone to be traded. At the moment, I'm forecasting for you guys, but I'm not going to be, unless it's super, super, super clear, then yeah. But at the moment, I need some confirmation. So this is a potential point of interest. So it looks pretty decent, but we'll see. At the moment, it looks like it just needs time to develop. I'm going to wait for a 1, 2, 3 on that one, but definitely be interested in looking at these equal highs to get mitigated. So that's the euro. Took a loss there, missed a trade. What's happened here? And then dollar yen. This was a loss that I took as well at the start of the week. This was it was actually a really good trade. There was a lesson that I learned. This is the thing when it comes to taking losses and learning. Sometimes, me personally, I've got a set of rules that if something happens, you just don't do it, right? I took this trade, but I missed the equal highs. I didn't spot them for some reason. I think I just never double checked my analysis. One of my rules is to always double and triple check the analysis because you find some small details. So what happened now was there was this three aces set up. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3. It was actually a triple boomerang. My bad. Was it? Yeah, it was a triple boomerang. And there was compression. There was a break of structure. There was a banker block here. And everything to me was pointing to the downside. I ended up taking a loss. But after reviewing my trade and after journaling why I took that loss, I realized that I didn't spot these equal highs. So obviously, if we see some equal highs on top of a banker block, that's going to reduce the probability of the banker block being successful. So when that happens, my rules are that if there is some equal highs and it's part of a banker block, right? Then once price approaches that banker block, I should not set the order. I should basically just wait for extra confirmation and just wait for a rejection and then catch a retest. I never did that. I just missed it because I never double checked my analysis. I just took the trade. It was really, really clean, but I never looked at the fine details. Normally, I spend 3-4 times longer than I do when I'm double analyzing my charts than I do when I'm actually analyzing, because when you analyze a chart, it should take you less than 2-3 minutes, really, right? But when you're double analyzing, you really need to go into the details. And that's something I don't talk about often, but I really literally just go into the details. I zoom in here, I go to the 1 minute time frame, I look at all the break of structures, I look at so much information on the 1 minute, and I just take my time. And then I go back to the point of interest, and I update the patterns. Then I zoom out to another time frame in case I've missed something, etc., etc. And I just didn't double analyze my chart. And this was a consequence of this trade. It should have 100% been avoided had I double analyzed the chart, but unfortunately it didn't. And this was the consequences. So I took a loss. And this was a target. Target was 9R, and the main target was 20R, and it was just a loss. So that was a loss as well. And this is why, because I've taken 2 losses, I've now reduced the risk quite a lot until I go back up to break even. Right? I'm not going to be doing 0.1 or 0.2 consecutively because, based on my data, I do go into losses, and if I go into a losing streak every now and again, which is very, very rare for me to go into a losing streak, I can lose 4, 5, 6 trades in a row, right? It's realistic, but it's very rare, very, very rare. I'm normally smashing it every week in the BLT community, but if my stats suggest that my worst losing streak that I've had in the last few months is 5 trades in a row, why would I do 0.2% risk? And knowing that my numbers will obviously once one trade will wipe everything out in terms of profit, but I don't want to see 0.2, 0.20, and then have 1 whole percent. 1% is a lot in trading. So what I personally do is, if I'm doing 0.2%, then the next trade I might do 0.1%, and then another 0.1, and then 0.05, or I might mix it up. It really depends on the setup. It depends on a lot of factors, right? Which I've got some very specific rules for my losing streak trade management and winning streak trade management, which is covered in BLT Accelerated, which is coming out in a few months. So initially for this particular week, just to kind of summarize everything, I've taken 2 losses, and I've got 2 trades left, right? If those 2 trades hit in total, the only thing I'm going to lose is literally 0.3%, right? So if I lose my next 2 trades and I've lost these 2 trades, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm happy losing only 0.3% for the week, right? It's just the way I work, right? But obviously with the next 2 trades, even though the risk is going to be really, really small, one of those trades will wipe out all the losses, and then boom, I'll go back to break even. Don't care if I smash it this week. Next week will be a completely new week, and I go back to normal risk. So I'm very, very it's just the way I trade, right? Okay, anyway, before I start waffling on, what's happening with dollar yen? It is news week. My best trade was on Monday. Amazing. There was definitely some trades on Monday. Just reading the comments. Hold on, so you guys can see it. Let me read it real quick. Agreed. Nice to hear both sides. Oops, what happened here? Nice to hear both sides, as of course most of us have lost a lot through our trading careers. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean this has, yeah, that's fine. What is happening here? I mean, we do need to update this anyway.
Yeah, so while you're updating that, I just want to emphasize on what Diego was saying. And this is a game of probabilities, right? So you're not only playing the probabilities of the market, you're also playing your own probabilities. So you are not always going to be 100%. You are not always going to be in the right state of mind, right? So you got to play your own probabilities. And some traders, when they're losing streak, they reduce risk. Some traders, they maintain risk, the same risk. Some traders just, instead of reducing the risk per trade, they reduce the amount of trades. So they limit themselves to maybe one trade a day, one trade a week. In fact, I was had an interview yesterday with Long from Vietnam, and he came second in the trading nut, the first competition, and had some really interesting discussion with him. And he's been trading for a good 5 years now. He's funded with multiple firms. He's got about 2.5 mil under his belt. He came second in the competition. He received his prize, which is a 50K funded account with CTI. He's had a recent withdrawal of about $6,000. So I was really curious, like, what is your strategy? How do you actually manage such a big business? And one thing that struck out was that he knows when to walk away. He knows when to stop. And one thing that he said was that traders, especially when they're doing quite well, is they don't know how to handle greed. Yeah. And this is so important, knowing when to walk away, knowing when to put your foot off the gas, knowing when to switch off the computer, right? Even after a winning streak. So yeah, that interview will be coming out hopefully this Saturday on the CTI YouTube channel. So make sure you guys watch that, because yeah, you want to listen to traders like him, because he's got the experience, he's got the track record, he's literally living the dream, living in Vietnam, and he's just withdrew $6,000. It literally just landed in his account this week. That is how he described it, as a yearly salary for a family, like a yearly expense for a family in Vietnam. So, living like a king. And it's well deserved. He's put in the work, he's dedicated years to it. So if you guys put the work in and you understand the probability of what you're trading, the actual strategy, and the probability of you executing that strategy, that is the key right there, to control greed, to control anxiety, to control fear, etc.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
There's a question here from Hildal. How much objective is BLT trading? What do you mean? Could you explain that? That avatar is quite funny, actually.
It's like oh, it's jokes, and the flower's not happy.
Yeah, he's pissing on it. Right, so I think he's referring to, because analyzing so many timeframes can become too confusing. Yeah, I don't understand your question. Could you just rephrase that? Do you understand it, Diego?
I think I know what he's trying to say. Because I think what I mentioned earlier, when I'm double checking the analysis, I flip between time frames, but it all goes down to having a set of rules. So my rules is I strictly enter on the 1 minute / the 5 minute time frame. So that's the only time frame that I'm looking at for entries. But then in terms of drawing my trend lines and my main patterns is always the 15-minute and the 1 hour. That's it. I don't really go above. And that's it. You just have a set of rules, and it's quite simple flickering between time frames because you know what's happening after some experience. But if you're new and you just see me going through the 1 hour, the 1 minute, it may seem confusing, but really it's not. It's very, very simple.
Yeah, there's a method to the madness. We do it very quick.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It's a strategy, and once you get accustomed to it and you get the experience, you end up knowing exactly. Like I can go to the weekly time frame, and I'm not really phased by it. I just know, okay, there's a large pattern and it's on its way down. Fine, okay. Daily, it looks like this pattern on the weekly probably needs to be updated, right? And now all of a sudden it's a potential bullish pattern. So now I'm bullish on a daily. On the H4, I look at the H4, fine, there's bullish rejection, but price action is actually slowing down. And I know there is a lot of liquidity down here on the H4, which hasn't really been filled. So that's telling me, okay, there's potential buy orders there. And because of the current price action on the H4, it's slowing down. So maybe there's a sell setup. Go to the H1. Do we have a potential sell setup? Maybe. Yeah, maybe we do. And the sell setup will be up here. Go to the 15-minute. Right, it's not really that confusing. We go to the 15-minute, but this is when you need to be more technical. And okay, there's a bit of a pattern here. It looks like it might not even reach up here. So I may have a plan for something like this. I'll wait for some bearish momentum, catch the retest, and we can sell it here. So we've got this plan, and we have this plan here. And I'll personally be waiting for some form of a breaker structure on the 15-minute. Then we go to the 5-minute time frame, and really we just need to wait for some confirmation. So a breaker structure of this area. So on the 5-minute time frame is actually bearish, but on the weekly is bullish, right? It doesn't mean you have to be not taking any trades on the 5-minute. This is our target because we're bullish on the weekly. We go back to the weekly time frame. The bigger, gigantic picture is really, if we go to the monthly, this trend line hasn't really even been filled yet. Look, we got so much room for dollar yen to complete this tap, right? Do a stop on of this high. So the bigger time frame is bullish. Go to the weekly. We're also bullish, but once you go down to the 5-minute, the H4, it hasn't even retested the liquidity or the volume. It hasn't retested it yet. So really, we should be looking for potential sells, right? Maybe there's also a pattern here. Look, but there's not really. For me, it's not really a clear pattern. Let's go to the H1. So on the H1, it looks like a short. So you're still building a case study and putting everything together, right? But you need your set of rules. Are you trading the bigger time frames? Are you trading the H4 and the H1, or are you trading the 1-minute, 5-minute, and 15-minute like we are? So for me personally, I'll be looking for shorts from around this area because I know this hasn't been filled yet, right? That's really all it is, just connecting the dots together. But then also thinking, okay, hold on a minute, what if I'm wrong? What if price does a madness and comes up here, right? You just need a game plan for that. And the game plan would be, okay, just wait for some bullish momentum, let it invalidate this bearish flag, and then catch a retest on this pattern here. Just how it did down here, there is bullish momentum, and there's like a large flag here with a boomerang, especially with this compression. Just really just look for the same thing. We clone that piece of information, we can still look for the same thing, right? And we just update the pattern. So that's all it is. It's just connecting the dots together. but having a probabilistic mindset and just thinking plan A, plan B. If it fails, what is your new plan A and plan B? Really, that's all it is. I
I
hope
want
that
to show
answered
you
your
guys,
question.
yeah, I want to show you guys pound yen. Let me know what you guys think. So just a quick review here on the H4. Well, a little bit of context. We've got, safe havens are being pressured right now, as you know, because we're currently risk on. So we're seeing some downside on the yen, and sterling, well, the pound. Obviously, we've got rate hike today. It's pretty much priced in already, but the market's going to be looking for forward guidance. And it's quite interesting how we've rallied after taking out this liquidity down here. So on the H4, we're entering into sort of like the I would say premium sort of area. We've got this this banker block here, which we could potentially get a reaction from there. But because of the volatility of the day, I'm actually anticipating for price to overshoot that, take out this and potentially reach over to this this imbalance. Price tends to react quite well with imbalances during news events, and because it's summertime, there's less liquidity. The moves, the spikes are just going to be crazy, very exacerbated spikes. So going into, that's the H4. So just to give you some context there. Going onto the 15-minute, I'm quite liking this compression. So very similar to what Diego was describing earlier on the dollar yen. There was a move from the lows, but now there's a bit of a compression. So we're entering into this banker block region. But for us, it's bank level traders. We prefer to see a boomerang slash type of move. So we prefer to see something like that, right? So we're not too conventional. We're not too sort of rigid with our patterns. They don't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for 3 aces on this one. I'm looking for something different. So first, I want to see some manipulation. I want to see a move lower, and I want to see that pullback. That's what I'll be interested to see on the pound yen. So that's a potential scenario that we could see today. So I wanted to show you guys what could potentially happen. So on the lower, this is the 15-minute, but I would like to see something on the M1 like that. That would be great. And I'll literally be looking to exit most of the position here. I'm quite bullish on this because we've got, on the higher time frames, we've got these equal highs up here. So I just want to capture that sort of quick news volatility, but then I'll be looking for longs. I'll be looking for longs to this up here, but again, have to wait for that pattern. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at on the pound yen. What's your thoughts there, D?
On pound yen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty decent. That's a trade I'll take as well. That looks really good.
Yeah, we'd love to see something like this actually. So it may not be a trade the news event. It'll probably be post news. So definitely be watching for that later on in today's session. Looking at other sterling pairs, pound yen seems to be the most bullish so far. So if we do get a move, this is the pound dollar. If we are going to get a sharp move lower, I'll definitely be looking for longs. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for longs. But again, we've got some liquidity here. I want to see that getting taken out before. If we get a scalp, I'll be taking profits here. Now for shorts, I'll be looking for this liquidity pool just above these highs. So these are my points of interest on sterling. again, I treat each chart separately to each other, even though I'm looking for potential shorts here on the pound yen. I'll be more than happy to take longs on cable. So we'll see what happens. Because in days like today, it can be difficult, especially when the market's digesting the information, they're digesting the Bank of England report. So that's where usually when the market digests it properly, that's when you will get an entry. So it's better to just wait for that in those initial first few minutes. So yeah, that's my thoughts on sterling. That's right. Yeah, it's what time is it now? Yeah, we've got an hour, literally 1 hour. So let's see. I'll set some alerts anyway on the pound yen. See what we get. Did you update your dollar yen?
Yeah, I'll just add in some levels.
Okay, we'll jump on your chart now.
Yeah, I've got 2 liquidity pools, plan A, plan B, for a potential boomerang. But yeah, we need to just have to wait. Just have to wait. So my game plan is ideally shorts from around one of these areas, or if we get some clear bearish momentum, then some shorts from around here. And targets would be, I mean, this is quite cool for a target. Actually, I like this imbalance. Yeah, just shorts. That's dollar yen, Aussie. Just I don't really like the price action, so I'm just gonna wait. So very, very weak breakout. I like how it respected his multi liquidity pool here, but I just never took it. So yeah, Aussie, I don't like it. The reason I don't like it, there's always a reason. I just don't like it because there's obviously this pattern playing out, but the way it's breaking this middle pattern, very corrective. It looks like there's one more move to the downside coming. So it's just not screaming at me. It's just one of those days where, like Rodrigo said, it's most likely just everyone's digesting the information. So it's going to take a while, maybe another week or just this week for price to, go back to its normal standard. So yeah, that's it. Aussie, I'm not going to be trading it. Dollar CAD. Oh, dollar CAD is breaking to the downside, which is cool. So dollar CAD is a potential buy from around here. But it's not really a valid trend line because it's within this pattern. This is why we separate the patterns. So although, yes, we see a trend line, which is here 1, 2, and you're expecting a third tap equal lows, it's a low probability trade. I'm not going to take that, but it's just there as a bit of a reference, because if you separate the pattern, when I trade in the middle of this current pattern, meaning there's a chance it can come to the downside. So I'm going to step away from this one and most likely look at this banker block, which, I've got it here already. Nice. Oops. There we go. So I'll be looking for buys on dollar yen from around here. And yeah, I mean, even, sorry, dollar CAD. Yeah, dollar CAD, I think it's one of those weeks where that's it. I've taken 2 losses, and I'm not gonna trade anymore because the markets are just not clear. They're not screaming at me. Right, Aussie, it's just on his way up. I'll rather look for shorts, which will probably happen next week after NFP. I've been waiting for these for a while. Right, so that's the game plan for Aussie for next week. Dollar yen, looking for shorts, but again, it's not. This has potential though. I think with dollar yen, if price develops and I get extra confirmation, dollar yen is probably the one for me today. Euro as well. If we get some clear indication or confirmation up here somewhere, then euro is also on the cards. And if we zoom out real quick, see what's happening here. If we do get a big drop to the downside, I mean, this could be the start of a massive move to the downside, to be honest, if we just extend these patterns. Yeah, I mean, look at that. And we can also, I'm going to separate this pattern. This will be like a plan B pattern, so I'm going to separate it. Whoops, hold on. And this is old news as well. I'm going to separate this one as well and just focus on this particular pattern here. And there we go. We're within this descending channel. So there could be a big move to the downside. If we get confirmation. If not, NFP can just ruin everyone's party and come all the way up here to this very extreme area and then drop. You know, don't be surprised if that's the case. So this is why I'm going to be waiting for some confirmation, because I do have plan B, I do have plan C, and also I've got this liquidity pool up here. They're there for a reason, right? This is why I'm going to wait for some confirmation on the euro. So euro looks okay. To be honest, it looks okay, but I'm going to wait for confirmation or double confirmation. And dollar yen also looks okay, right? This one just is pants and this is terrible. So that's it. I'm done. I'm not gonna try and force anything. And if anything, you know what? Let me set some alerts, because if we're expecting dollar strength, this is more or less the chart that's going to take us to new highs. So yeah, that's it for me today, Rod.
A quick question from Hill: Can we scalp BLT using? Can we scalp using BLT? Does anyone in the community know? So she want to show you guys our Discord.
Yeah, of course we scalp.
Our Discord channel. There's this one from Gabriel who posted it yesterday. It's a 5.4R dollar CAD fast scalp. Let 10% open. Wary of the JOLTS report. There's the scalp right there. So yes. Yeah. So we have what's great about the BLT community is we've got the winning channel, we've got the losing channel, and every time we post these, there are lessons behind them. You know, there's explanations as to why this was a winning trade. The same thing with losing trades. It's so important to analyze your winners, analyze your losers. We also have our back testing channel. Here is where literally every day traders are doing their back tests. They're finding out new insights. And most importantly, they're tailoring the BLT concept, the strategy to their own personality. We got Q&A channel, and this is again one of my favorites, the Missed Trade channel. We've got Diego here posting a free aces recently.
Yeah, that's the one that I missed the other day.
Yeah. So you know, Diego covered that earlier on today. So again, these are all covered, and this is the kind of environment that every single trader needs, especially if you're looking to develop your skills, your technical skills, your risk management, your psychology. You know, you need to be surrounded by professional traders who are committed, traders who are accountable, traders who put in the work. Because in the end, if you surround yourself by these type of individuals, you yourself will become that. More disciplined, better at executing, less hesitation, less anxiety, and you're going for these high multiple trades. And this really does help your psychology when you're focusing on specific trades that have a high R multiple, high reward, low risk. And what I love about the BLT is that we use, as Diego has demonstrated today, we use patterns to filter out a lot of the trades that most SMC systems will get you to trade, right? So where you traditional SMC, you're getting about maybe a 30-40 win rate, with the BLT, you're getting at least a 50% win rate if you are following the rules properly, if you are consistent with it. And as you can see here on the winning channel, we got traders from all around the world consistently entering sniper entries, having sniper exits, and we're just following the same rules over and over and over again. We get a lot of questions in regards to how much discretion there is. There's more. It's more systematic, more mechanical than it is discretional, right? Because of the type of patterns, points of interest that we use, trade management rules. This trader here he banked 80% profits right here, and that's for a reason. That's something that we teach. This is TP2. So again, this is the community, especially if you're serious, especially if you want to take your trading to the next level and you're willing to put in the work. This is the place to be. So if you're interested in the bank level trading community, use the link in the description, or just head over to the CTR website and you'll find all the information.
Discord link? No, there's no Discord link. You'll need to sign up to the community, like Rodrigo just said, on the actual website, and then you get access to the Discord link.
Yeah. So to access the BLT community, you need to purchase the course, and then you get your first 30 days for free. So you have 30 days access to all of this, all of these channels here, and then it becomes a subscription. All right. So yeah.
Do you want us to cover anything in the Discord community, or would you like Rod to cover something?
Someone mentioned pound yen. I'm looking at pound yen. It's kind of just waiting. Market's waiting for the news to come out.
Yeah. So in the BLT, is the learning live or there are recorded sessions as well? There's both of them. Yeah, both of them. So everyone's learning live every single day. People are constantly asking questions and I'm replying to them live. There's also live streams. We mix it up with live streams and also recorded live analysis. We used to do live streams every single day, but the amount of value and alpha we were giving that lasted 2 hours, it was just too much. So now we've sort of filtered it down to recorded live analysis. And every now and again, such as on a bank level Tuesday, I'll do a live stream where everyone's just joins and I'll just cover everything live. So it's a mixture of everything, but we do have a live stream here on Trader. We have a live stream on Fridays on the CTI YouTube, and maybe 1, max 2 a week on the BLT community, but it's normally recorded as well and then posted on the Discord early in the morning as well. No, thank you, Davey. I am a BLT member. I highly recommend it. It's a great community. Yeah. It definitely is. Thank you, Davey. Well, there you go. Proof is in the pudding.
Perfect.
And you're welcome, Hildo.
So for those asking for prices, price is currently £447 for the course, and the monthly subscription is at £39 per month. So that's comes up to about $50 a month. So that will give you access to all the live streams. We even have recorded live streams, so you'll be able to access those within the following days. Interesting.
What are you spotting, Rod?
Now someone's requested the Nasdaq, so I'm gonna see if I can.
Oh yeah.
So we'll just do the last final requests before we clock off. So I wanted to see a move lower on US indices. However, we haven't quite got that. There's just a little bit too much momentum pre-market. But don't fully trust the move too much. I would like to see a move down here into this imbalance, which will be retesting these highs before taking some profit here at these taking out this liquidity, and then aiming for this banker block liquidity area here. So this will be my point of interest, exactly where the 200 daily is, around 14,000. So yeah, I would like to ideally see some. I'll be looking for longs around 13,100. So yeah, that's what I've got for the for Nasdaq. Definitely, we're still risk on. Any inquiries about CTI support? Best place to go is the Discord. So you can send emails, but if you want a faster response, head over to Discord. We have a support channel for you guys. All right. Okay, so guys, if you enjoyed the stream today, make sure you smash in that thumbs up button. Would really appreciate that. Yeah, that's it from us. Diego, is there anything else you want to cover?
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get a trade. So most of the time, there are no trades all the time, right? There might be a trade later on today. There's a potential on the pound yen. We'll see how that goes. So hopefully you set the alerts, you're ready to go. We'll definitely be monitoring the pound yen. All the bank level traders, we'll see you guys on Discord. Yeah, looking forward to smashing another week. Looking forward to seeing you guys smashing another week. Thanks, Diego. Appreciate it, as always.
Thank you as well, Rod, Davey, and everyone else. Have a good day. Cool.